farm here at Dudwell, Camrose. We're approximately 700 acres at the moment, made up of about 450 of cereals. I've always been interested in technology within machinery and trying to improve everything that we do really within the soils, particularly on the farm.
Tom Rees has been conducting a project for us, and the idea for the project came from a clinic at the Royal Welsh Show where Tom had a discussion with Ian Beecher-Jones, who is a precision farming consultant. And Tom and his father have been farming this farm for all their lives, and they've got a pretty good idea of the soil types in their field. But Tom was interested in looking at what extra level of management information he could get out from electrical conductivity scanning and zoning his fields into management blocks.
So the whole process started by us giving maps to the companies that came down to do the EC scanning. They then took these maps and went out to the fields with a small set of discs basically behind a pickup, which passed an electric current through the soil at 2 different depths, and they then used the time it took for the current to go from one disc to another to work out the clay content of the soil. And then this allowed them to basically break the fields up into smaller zones. And once we got all of those together, they then came back and sampled all of the zones, taking about 5 to 10 samples from the zones depending on the size. And then these were then taken away and sent to the lab, where the results came back that would show the pH level, the P-K indices. Also some were taken for organic matter, just out of interest. And that gave us a really good image of the fertility levels across the farm. Once we got those results back, we basically were changing the rate and the amount of fertilizer we were putting on in all those different zones. So I basically end up with a memory stick that we would put into the drill box here, and the field that we've got here at the moment is an 18-acre field, 7 hectares. It's actually split into 3, 4, 5, 6 different blocks, and the rate for that stick in there at the moment is my muriate of potash application map, and the rate is split into 6 different rates ranging from 150 kilos a hectare to 220. Driving around the field, the signal, the GPS signal from the tractor, the RTK signal that picks up is sent into this box to give the fertilizer drill the knowledge that it knows where we're positioned. And then the drill is basically opening and shutting to alter the rate as we move. So it might alter the rates. Each tram line, there might be 2 or 3 different times that the rate is changing as we're driving along. And this is basically just to allow us to target the application rate far more accurately. Basically at the moment we're variably rate applying P and K, but also lime, and the lime was the big one that was, we actually saw the most variation within the soil types was the pH. That did shock me that a couple of fields that we'd sampled normally, which were coming back with a result of something like a 6.2 to a 6.5, actually within those zones could have varied anything from high 5s to nearly 7.2 in some areas. By being far more precise in how we're applying the products now, it's really made a big difference this spring. We're obviously only in the first year of actually applying, so we probably haven't really saved that much fertilizer this year, but I can see that once we're 2 to 3 seasons down the line, hopefully we should see some large savings in the fertilizer bill, but also safe in the knowledge that we're actually got our P-K indices and pH at a far better level.
Right, Tom, I know when you started the project, Farming Connect helped you with the scanning of 2 fields, but I gather now you've extended that over the whole farm, so you obviously feel it's important and useful for you to do that.
Yeah, well, like I say, it was mostly down to the extra detail that we found, really. Me and Dad had a good knowledge, but we were surprised at how much extra detail the scanning picked up. So we have put it out onto all of the arable area for this year now, so we basically scanned the whole of the farm. Just because we felt that it worked well, we could see that it's definitely the way to go, both environmentally and financially, and that was really important to us.